Next question we're going to solve using ratio. So Mahir's a cleaner and he's going to mix floor cleaner and water. He knows that let's use 30 ml of floor cleaner for every 1 litre of water. 1 capful of floor cleaner is 20 ml. He's going to put 4 litres of water in a bucket and he thinks that he needs to add 5 capfuls to that water. So we're going to start off by saying we've got our cleaner, which I'm going to use as a C, and I've got my water. And he needs 30 ml for every 1 litre. So an L there as well. He's then going to use 4 litres. And then we can say that to go from 1 litre to 4 litre, he's going to have to use 4 times as much. So the 30, we have to times by 4 as well. So when we're working with ratio like this, every times one side by, we have to times the other. So if we do 30 times 4, we're going to get 120. So that's 120 millilitres. We can go back and it says he thinks he needs to add 5 capfuls of floor cleaner. So if 1 capful is 20, we times that by 5, this is what Mahir thinks, that's only going to get us 100 ml. In actual fact, he's going to need 6 capfuls to get his 120 millilitres. So this is what Mahir thinks. Is he correct? I have to say no. Okay, so now we're looking at question 7. Mr. Khan is the manager of the palace and he's recorded a number of hours. Each person worked last week. So we've got the people that worked and we've got the hours. We're still looking at Mahir and his rate of pay is £7.85 an hour. And we want to figure out how much he was paid for last week. So we are only going to look at Mahir's. The rest of the information here, we do not need to know. We only need to know Mahir. So first of all, we're going to add up all of the hours. So we've got 4 plus 5 plus 4.5 plus 4 plus 4.5. So he's worked for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. We add that all together, we're going to get 22 hours. Then going to say he gets £7.85 for 1 hour. So we just times that by 22. And that's going to give us 172.7 is what's going to come up in your calculator. We need to remember, because we're working with money, we've got a pound sign, and we're going to need to add a 0 at the end. So it looks like what a price would look like in a shop. So you need to share a check for this. We're always going to do this to give us a mark. And this time I'm going to do it by estimation. So in the new specification, they can ask you to do it by a reverse calculation, or they might also ask you to specifically do it by estimation. So if we think that his rate of pay was £7.85, we can round this to the nearest pound and say he earns roughly £8 an hour. And then we could say we'll just do £8 times the number of hours he works. So 8 times 22, which is going to give us £176. This is our check because it shows that the answer we got is very close to our estimation. So the next question is about percentages of money. So Anne works in a restaurant and she earns a wage of £240 each week. She owes her mum £1,200 and she says that she's going to pay her mum back in 26 weeks if she gives her 25% of her wage each week. So there's a few different ways of finding 25%. One way of doing it would just be to say that you know that 25% is equal to a quarter. So I'm just going to divide our wage by 4 and go that way. I'm going to show this way using percentages without a calculator, because I'm going to ask you this on the non-calc part of the new specification. So I'm going to say, first of all, I'm going to find 10%. And I can always find 10% by dividing by 10. And then I'm going to find 20%. Once I know 10%, I can just multiply that by 2 to get 20%. I also need to find my 5%. So my 5% I can find by halving my 10%. And then I'm just going to add up those two. So adding the 20 and the 5 to get 25, 48 plus 12 is equal to £60 per week. So she thinks if she pays her mum £60 a week for 26 weeks, she would have paid back the whole sum. So if we say 60 multiplied by 26, 60 times 26 is going to give us £1,560. So if I pay I'll pay my mum back in 26 weeks if I give her 25% of my wage each week. We're going to say no.